He's the SEO master. I'm really excited to learn from him.
So like Annika said, she's had a first today. Today is her first time moderating a panel, and I'm having a first today too. This is my first time speaking in front of an audience, having slept for 2 hours in the last 36 hours. And thank you to Swiss Airlines for that. So I need to get some energy from all of you. So can everyone please stand up? The people in the back not without seats, promise not to steal your seats. Okay. If you have not conducted a Google search ever on your phone, please sit down. All right, we're good. If you have not conducted a Google search before now, today, please sit down. We got someone. DuckDuckGo is Google. All right, and one more. If you have not met someone and Googled them after meeting them, sit down. Starting with Google. We've got 4 people who are not creepy or not admitting to creepy. Okay. Now, one last thing before I let you all sit down, which is sometimes people have not done a voice search on their phone in the past. So we're all going to do a voice search right now. So everyone knows that the way you do an Android search is with OK Google, and the way you do an Apple search is with Hey Siri. So let's go. When I say 3, we're going to do OK Google, Hey Siri. 1, 2, 3. OK Google, Hey Siri. All right, you've done it. Now you can sit down. So I've been doing SEO for more than a decade, but I have a very varied career. For about 2 years in the middle of the last 12 years, I was in Asia. And this is my favorite picture I've ever taken of myself. This is next to a toilet. And it is the mascot of a company in Indonesia called Kaskus. And Kaskus sounds like toilet in Indonesian. So Kaskus is like Quora and Reddit got married. So it's the largest internet site in Indonesia, and their mascot is a toilet. So if you visit them, you take a picture of a toilet and you sign it. Now, the reason I've had this really, really varied career, which is very, very deep in SEO, very deep in technical SEO, my particular expertise is in large sites with many, many problems and millions of visits, fixing them, creating strategy, consulting with companies, and obviously working for SurveyMonkey the last 6 years. So the reason I ended up in Asia was because I made a mistake. I believed the hype. So before I moved to Asia, I believed that SEO was dead and SEO was dying, and I needed to change my career and get new experiences. So I changed everything about what I was doing, and I moved to Asia to learn about different areas of marketing, to learn about a different region, to go into something completely new, because I thought what I'd spent a decade doing was dead and dying. And I had very good reason for that. So social media. Everyone talked about how everyone is using social media. Social media is rising. You can find all the conversations you need to on social media. It's pushed at you. You don't need to search anymore. I believe that. 2016, I'm from America. We had an election. No one was talking about who was ranking the highest on Google. They were talking about who was doing the best on social media. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Russia. But no one was talking about who was ranking the best. It was all about social media. So again, I believe that hype. Ad spend. So we heard a little bit of talk about ad spend before. Ad spend continues to climb, and people are spending more and more money. So as they spend money in digital advertising, they're spending less on organic marketing. And the platform is transitioning. So we all just did a voice search for the first time. Congratulations to those of you that have done it the first time. But there are different devices that people are using for search. It's not all about 10 blue links, 7 blue links. Organic is changing. Again, I believe that. I believe that something I'd spent my entire career on doing was no longer going to matter in the future as this platform transitioned. But what changed for me in 2017, and this really isn't about what I failed at in 2017, it's really about what I failed at before and learned in 2017. So I came back from Singapore, where I was living for 2 years, and I came back to SurveyMonkey. I was responsible for international marketing, and the SEO that I'd built up for years started to decay, because the people that were doing SEO were not doing the SEO the way I'd done it. They did SEO by just setting and forgetting, which is something you can't do with SEO. SEO is a proactive channel. It's a marketing channel like any other. It's not, we've done SEO, we've SEO'd it, and we're good. And that's what was happening. So I came back into SEO, I rebuilt our strategies, and here's what I learned. So advertising became a lot more expensive. Brand CPCs are going up, so people are defending their own brands. The brand CPC that they were already paying for is now doubling. Why? Because there's competition. Why? Because Google wants to make more money. So if companies were dumping all this money into paid marketing, they're getting less for it. They're on search, but they're spending more and getting less. So where do they start looking? Organic. And then there's been all this talk about social. So as Facebook tweaks their algorithm, organic social becomes a lot harder to get to. As again, Facebook tweaks their paid algorithm, paid social becomes a lot hard to get to. So again, they're spending more money, getting less. And where are they thinking? Again, people are thinking about organic. What is a channel that they have not tapped into that can still have a lot of traffic and still drive a lot of revenue? Here's a big one. I love when people talk about how mobile is the new platform, but there's really only 24 hours in a day. So I know that for 8 hours a day, I'm on my computer. I'm on my phone all the other hours that I'm not awake. So mobile is definitely rising. Mobile is with us as long as we're awake, but it does not take away the 8 hours a day that we're on our computers, conducting searches, doing things on Google. So mobile may be rising, people may be doing more picture search, more voice search, but that doesn't take away the 8 hours a day that we're still doing traditional organic search. And here's the interesting thing. SEO is not dying. Search is still growing. There are 40,000 searches conducted per second. I know that when I was stranded in Zurich and then in Stockholm, I was Googling. I wasn't going onto Facebook saying, how do I get to Tallin? How do I find a hotel to stay in? How do I get compensation from an airline? That's all on Google. You can't go on Twitter and find someone to go help you because they weren't helping me in person. Why would they help me on Twitter? Google is how you find those answers. And Google is where we are all going when we're looking for things. I'm in the process of running the survey about how many searches people are running per day and what the demographics are. But that is continuing to grow. And here's the most interesting part about this. The click-through rate on ads is only 3.4%. So I didn't sleep a lot, but I can tell you that there's a lot more searches being done and people are clicking organic. So you're spending all that money and all that traffic, or nearly all that traffic, is going into the organic listings. Search is far from dead. And one more thing that Google just released, which is that 15% of all queries are still brand new to them. So it's not that they're ranking queries and they know where someone should rank. 15% of all queries they've never, ever seen before. And if you can see this is an interesting search I did last week. I saw a bug on my house, and I didn't know what it was called. So I Googled insect long wings and long neck. And Google decided that what I meant was snakefly. So we're Googling longer things. And look, they bold it. They give me the Wikipedia. So Google's discovering what we're looking for. They're using this artificial intelligence, taking all these brand new queries we've done and giving us back old results. So search is still growing. We haven't capped out. We have not saturated the search market. So now I'm going to walk through the steps on how we can do this new SEO in this new world and how you can succeed. Now, if anybody here believes that SEO is dead, that's great. Your competitors probably don't believe that. So someone is going to win those results. 40,000 searches per second, 2 trillion searches per year. People are searching, people are clicking. If it's not to your site, it's to someone else's. Google's not going to return no results and say, sorry, go try something else. Go on Facebook. So here's the big one. I have the benefit of working for a brand that many people are aware of. But the future does belong to brands. And it's not that you have to become the big McDonald's or the Mercedes. You can become a brand for what you're known for. Whatever that is. If people are searching your brand name, you are a brand. And Google likes giving search results to brands because people like brands. When Mercedes got penalized from Google, they were penalized for 3 days because when people search Mercedes, Google's afraid that if they don't find Mercedes, they're going to say Google's broken. They're not going to say Mercedes is broken. So Google loves brands. If you can become the brand for what you do, whatever it is, if you're selling drinks or you're making something or running events, you become the brand. Get people searching for your brand name. Establish the content within that brand. Scaling SEO is where everyone is going. And here are examples of companies I see doing an amazing job of scaling. Uber, they do one thing very, very well, or they try to do many things, but they really do one thing very, very well, which is getting people into cars and taking them where they're going. But they're also trying to build out this entire destination website by scaling. How can they get all these people coming to Uber's website? By having results for attractions, results for where to eat. So they're scaling. So you can be everywhere. They're building that brand. Another interesting one is WebMD. Everything you search for, every disease you're not going to search for that people are looking over your shoulder when you're doing, WebMD is there. They're building this big scaled out SEO structure. So whatever space you're in, build out everything possible. Don't just build your 10 pages. So user intent. So people throw up their hands and they say, well, Google's using AI, so I can't rank. It's just not possible for me to be there because Google's trying to figure out what people are searching for. And here are 2 great examples where companies did not, or the top ones, the government, did not throw up their hands. When someone searches, will it rain today, and you can all try this on your phones now that you know how to do voice search. When you search, will it rain today, you're really doing a search for weather. But the Met Office in the UK actually built a page for will it rain today. So when you Google, will it rain today, guess who ranks? So whatever those high-level queries are, go into the user intent. You can create content for it. Domino's has done the same thing. People search for pizza near me, so they built a page for pizza near me. So whatever those queries are, yes, queries are becoming longer. People are becoming more specific. Create content for those more specific queries. And you can win, and your competitors won't. So gone are the days where you can create lots of content. You can get someone in the Philippines, in India, or anywhere that has an economy where you can pay for labor cheaper than your own economy, where you can write out 100 words on a topic and call that SEO. People are not writing SEO and expecting to rank. What you need to rank on is content that's deep and authoritative, thousands and thousands of words. That's how you're becoming that brand. So if there's something you absolutely want to rank on, build lots and lots of words around it. If you've ever received one of these emails where someone tells you that they can get you links in all the authoritative sites and it'll only cost you $40 and you're going to get links from great websites, that doesn't work anymore because they send those emails to Google too. Secret's out. The real way to do this and to build those links is to become that influencer yourself. So a couple of years ago, right when I started thinking SEO is dead, instead of trying to get links on Huffington Post, I started writing for Huffington Post. All the places that you want to get links from, become a contributor to those sites. There is no shortcut. So if you're in the event space, write on the Chamber of Commerce websites. If you're in the food space, write articles on food sites. Don't ask other people to give links to you because everyone's asking to give links to you, to give links to them. Go for what's harder and more valuable. Contribute on your own. Search is changing. It's not just about content anymore. You have to use markup. So rich snippets and schema.org. So if you haven't seen any of these things before, you can search on Yandex, Google, wherever you want to search. But this is, not all results are going to be content. So if you're selling tickets, make sure you mark up your content with tickets and ticket dates and event dates and all the other things so you're going to rank, and this is what Google will show. If you have recipes, make sure you're informing Google that it is a recipe, because when people are searching recipes, they don't want to read through all the steps and try to figure out it's a recipe. Give over those steps to Google so Google can tell users what the recipe is. So mobile is here, right? Still, we have 8 hours a day we're on the desktop, but there's another 8 hours a day where people are on mobile. When you're creating content, if your audience is mobile, make sure you're creating content for that mobile audience. And here's some interesting screenshots. So when you're looking on these kinds of things, there's not a lot of organic search. You need to be number one. You need to be the most authoritative person in your space. So if your platform is mobile, if your users are mobile, create content that you know will be number one, and create content that you know will look good and work well on mobile. And finally, this is a tip for everyone here, go broad. Here are opportunities for everyone here to rank. So I searched this, weather in Tallin. No one was ranking on that result that is not a weather site. So if you're an attraction site, you can rank on weather in Tallin. You're getting that deep search. People are searching weather in Tallin. If they're visitors, they want to know weather in Tallin because they want to do things. Dress sizing. Here's another example. The site that is giving results for dress sizing does not sell dresses. They only sell sizes. So they're missing out on what they should be doing. If you're selling clothes, add that content. Provide the value to the users. If someone wants the sizes for dresses, they want to buy something. They want to measure something. They want to wear. IPX7, so this is the search for waterproofing and water resistance. You're just getting Wikipedia results. If you're selling phones, you can define the glossary for all the terms people may be looking for. And chocolate health, another good example. The site that defines it does not sell chocolate. So if you're in the food space, you can give health tips. So just go broad. Whatever you're doing, it does not just have to be the products you're selling. That's it for me. Thank you very much. You can Google me, or you can just email me.